are just leaving Lake Como. It is the final day of our little Swiss and Italy tour, and today we are heading back into Switzerland, back home, but we're going to be going via the Gotthard Pass, the Furka Pass and a few other of the Swiss passes. So come join us as we go on an adventure from the southern part of Switzerland right to the north.
So we're just about to cross the border back into Switzerland. And normally we don't get stopped, we just get waved through on a bike. It's quite straightforward.
And here we are at the Swiss border, and watch the tarmac change.
It's the last of the bumps.
Home sweet home. So we are back in Switzerland now. We have just stopped to get some fuel and some snacks from the supermarket just across the border, and then we'll be heading, I think it's a motorway a little bit, it's not one of the big motorways, until we get to the Gotthard turnoff where we'll be taking the pass from there.
Currently riding on the A2. We just came off a little bit after Lugano on the motorway, and we're heading towards the Gotthard Pass now. The weather is lovely, and I think the mountains are keeping the air a little bit chiller today, as it's 25 degrees, which is perfect to ride in. It feels really nice today. We should be at the Gotthard Pass in about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to take that towards the top, and I think we'll stop for a spot of lunch up there.
Just about see the traffic over that fence is already backed up, and we are about 10 kilometers away from the actual tunnel, but they use a traffic light system, so if you want to wait in that traffic, you see it there, all gridlocked, backed up, or you can jump on the pass, which is what we're going to do, and it's so much fun, and it's not that long, is it, Sean?
What's that?
It's not that long, the Gotthard Pass.
No, not at all really. You're up and over before you know it, so yeah, even if you're in the car, it's definitely worth taking the pass rather than sitting in the traffic. Even if there's no traffic, it's worth taking the pass.
So we're now on the cobbled section of the Gotthard here. I think we are heading up on the old section of the Gotthard right now, so we're heading up from the Italian side into the central Switzerland region.
Yeah, there's basically two Gotthard passes. There's this old original pass, or there's the more modern version, which has got the big concrete bridges and passovers. But this one seems to be the most popular for the bikes. It's really nice and quiet on the old Gotthard Pass. There's some tight turns, but the roads are built really well in that you have enough width in your own lane that you don't need to overshoot them. A really relaxed, nice ride, isn't it?
Yeah, and it is cool to have the cobbles. Like,
yeah, exactly, yeah. Bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, it just makes it interesting, doesn't it? And as always, the scenery around us is absolutely spectacular. We're looking down into the gorge now, and there's a little blue lake you can see, and just mountains and little peaks. A few of them with snow on Joel around us. And we are still heading up.
Yeah, you can see just next to us there is the more modern route. Okay, we've jumped onto the modern section of the Gotthard because there's a great viewpoint at the top, and we're going to stop there with our guests. We've got a bit of a picnic, so we're going to have some lunch up there. But if you carry on to the old Gotthard, you continue on the really old little twisty road, which is one we'll do another day. This one is also lots of fun. One of our favourite spots to stop on the Gotthard Pass is just by the Panorama Cafe restaurant, which is just around there. We're just about 5 minutes at the top of the pass. If you take the little footpath, you can have a little sitting spot just on here, which is a bit more secluded, and you have wonderful views of the Alps here. So yeah, we grabbed some stuff from the supermarket. If you're here on a Sunday, most of the bigger petrol stations will also have a little supermarket there where you can get most things for a little lunch on the side of the road. Now we're going to head on back up to the top of the Gotthard Pass and continue on down to the Furka Pass and the Grimsel Pass before we get back to Basel. just dropped down from the Gotthard Pass. It's quite a quick pass if you don't take the old route, and we're just entering the Furka Pass. Everything is open at the moment, and this is one of my favorite passes as well. This is the one with the famous hotel hairpin that you've probably seen lots and lots of photos of. It's a fantastic pass, and it connects lovely onto the Grimsel Pass, so we can be on this for maybe another hour or hour and a half. It's going to be great.
I also think the last time we did this was on the R18.
I think you're right, actually. It was on the R18. That was a lot of fun as well, but happy to be on the GS for it this time. Just approaching the famous Glacier Hotel here on the Furka Pass. This is probably the most iconic hairpins in the world. There'll be so many photos of this one. Even if you don't know where it is, you probably would have seen this picture. It's a shame it's not open, but hopefully one day they'll reopen it. There's also a glacier here you can go and explore. You can walk right into the ice, but it's very busy as predicted. But we can just park up for 5 minutes, so we'll take some photos here. Okay, we're going to go do the other side of the Furka Pass, as the hotel is just behind us there, and we're heading to the Grimsel Pass, which is the one that's snaking up the mountain on the right hand side there.
These are some of my favourite curves, these. I really like this pass.
Oh, it's a beautiful pass, isn't it?
They're wide, but they're sharp and fun at the same time. Alright, Sean. Let's see what this 1250 can do, because at the moment you're going about as slow as the R18.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, sweet child of mine.
The Rozzers were about before, weren't they?
Yeah, I know, but it's still 80 on this road.
You can still do 80, it's true.
Knee down on the GS.
awesome.
It is. I love the fact that you can just see the pass that you rode down as you ride up the next pass.
Yeah, and you can see where you go into as well. There's the hotel at 12 o'clock with the glacier on the left. Apparently 60 years ago the glacier used to come all the way down into the valley. You can still go in the glacier at the top though.
Yeah, we went in a few years ago. It was awesome. Heading up. Let's go. Just pulling out and onto the lake that's at the top of the pass.
Yeah, we're at the top of the Grimsel Pass, and yeah, I think early on in the season this was all covered in snow, but we've had some really strong sun, so it's all covered, all melted away now. Wow, look at the views here, it's spectacular.
It doesn't look real, it looks like a green screen.
Yeah, we often actually ride the pass the other way because it's usually the direction we're going, but it's nice to ride it in the opposite direction. It feels like a totally different road again. But that's awesome, isn't it? The way the mountains just poke out above the lake.
Just riding through the little pass village at the top. Busy with hikers and bikers.
Oh, there's a fair few out today. It's the place to stop. Speaking of bikers, can you see our biker friends? Where are they? Think they've carried on?
I think so.
Oh, just got our service warning. The bike's only 2 months old, but it'll be its second service. It's just clicked over the 10,000 kilometer mark, so we're gonna have to get that booked in for the next few weeks and get it ready for the heading north tour, where we'll be going up to Norway, and then it'll need another service when we get back from there. So we'll probably have 3 service in its first 4 months of life. We might give it a little bit of a rest over winter.
So we're basically off the pass now and heading to the cities, really, heading more inland into central Switzerland, but the roads are still pretty epic. I think it doesn't matter where you are in Switzerland. If you're on a B road, you're going to be a happy biker.
If you're on a B road and you haven't had a run-in with the police, you'll definitely be a happy biker.
Alright, that's it. We're back to the beginning, aren't we?
We are. This is where we started a week ago. That time has gone by very quickly.
It really has. 10 days on the road, you can do so much. We've done 3 countries, maybe 20 plus passes.
Yeah, I think so. The Dolomites has got lots of little passes, hasn't it, which brought the numbers up. I can't even remember half of the names of them, to be honest.
We're back on the A8, which is leading us through the mountains, and then we'll drop back down onto the motorway for the final hour back to Basel. I like this road though. It does get very, very busy, but it's a nice and twisty one. You know, as soon as you're on it, you're about to have an adventure, because it means we're heading south normally.
Yeah, it's like a pre-pass pass, a warm-up.
So we are just near Lucerne now, and we are in kind of traffic. It's congested, but we're moving, which is great. How long will we still be moving for? I'm not too sure. The sat nav is saying we have an hour until we're back in Basel. Google Maps is saying an hour and a half with the traffic. Yeah, so it's 29 degrees. It's hot, it's a bit stinky on these motorways, and there's no real alternate route around Lucerne other than to ride this through, so it's not going to be a nice hour ride back home. And it is, what time is it? It is 20
to 5.
20 to 5. So yeah, not fun at all.
So we finally made it home after fighting our way through all that traffic. It was quite a hot ride today, so we're quite glad to be home now. Shadow's going to have his service next week because he's just ticked over 12,000 kilometers, so we're going to put him in for his second service so he's ready for our next up and coming big tour, which will be the Heading North tour. The others are just unloading their bikes now. We're going to take the rental bikes back to Basel to the Toff Centre, and then yeah, we can go through all our pictures and videos and remember the trip. But it's been absolutely spectacular. The Dolomites were incredible and the Swiss Alps were beautiful as ever. It was also really cool visiting all these major cities as well on the motorbike. We could nip in and nip out again. So for us, we're going to get ready now because next weekend we're actually going to the racetrack, something a little bit different. We're going to be trying out all the sports bikes from BMW. So really looking forward to that one, and we'll see you again soon.